Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long Blues 1975. YouTubers on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long Blues 1975.
This is Way Le Mans on the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. It was released by Imagine in, I want to say, 1987. So obviously, since I'm continuing this, look at classic Ocean games, and I've just done Chase HQ, I had to do this because Imagine is basically Ocean. They bought Imagine. Look up the story of Imagine before it was Ocean. It's an absolutely train wreck of fantasticness. Anyway, so Ocean bought Imagine and then used Imagine as their arcade conversion label, even though Chase HQ was on the Ocean label. So anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. This was released by Imagine, Ocean, in 1987. It was also released on the Amstrad and the Commodore 64. There were going to be 16-bit ports to the Amiga and the Atari ST. It also came out on the MSX. But the 16-bit ports never ever happened, which is a shame because I would have liked to have seen them. And then isn't basically on the Amstrad GX4000 Burning Rubber, which was the pack-in game, just like a glorified retweaked version of the Amstrad CPC version. I'm not doing it justice when I say that because it's a fantastic looking game. So anyway, it's based on the Konami arcade machine of the same name, released in 1986. It's based on the world famous 24 hours Le Mans racing. I love the fact, do they still do the running start where you all have to sprint to your car? It's like how I made people play shotgun in my car back in the day, because I hated when people say shotgun. No, it's my car. I get to decide who sits in the passenger seat. If you don't like that, buy your own fucking car. So eventually I just made people sprint for the car and the first person to get there and tap the side got shotgun, which basically I nicked from Le Mans. So anyway, it's a 24-hour endurance race, which means obviously you go through a day, dusk, night cycle, and that's what they do in the arcade game of this. I haven't had a gameplay of the arcade game, but I absolutely suck at it, and I also suck at this, but it doesn't mean I don't have a massive amount of nostalgia for it. So yeah, basically, I mean, well, they tried to make it a more realistic racing game because your car then, you know, span 180 degrees, things like that, bobbed around, stuff like this, which I guess were things that weren't prevalent in these style of sprite scaling racing games back then. But let's be honest, all the decent sprite scalers kicked in this year, in 1986. I'll shut up now. Let's get into it. It's a 128K version. Oh, it's 1988. It's a 128K version, and there is a 48K version. But once you get into the actual game, well, this is the only difference between the 48 and the 128K. We got AY chip goodness. Now, this was released in 88. That means it came out before Chase HQ, because I always thought that these shared the same engine. So obviously then I guess that was a progression of this game engine. But it's a different type of game anyway. So let's get into it and right, 4 keyboard, yes please, 5. This got really, really good reviews. It didn't get quite as good reviews as Chase HQ, but then you've got to remember that was Miami Vice, ram the bollocks off your opponents and stuff like that. Brake, accelerate, change gear, keys of champions. What, no pause? Maybe I want to scratch my face. Maybe I want to get a white stick, 0. I've never got further enough, or far enough I should say. I'm in the blue. Gears bottom left, steering axis to the right at the bottom. Yeah, I've never got far enough in this to see the change of weather, change of day cycle. But look, it's super smooth. Your car does sound like an angry wasp. Is it as smooth as Chase HQ? I would say so. I would definitely, you could by all means correct me if I'm wrong, I would definitely say it's the same game engine. If you look in the middle of the screen at the top, obviously there is my time. My speed is in the top right. My lap is above, change down, oh, above my speed. I press Z then to change down, and I have no idea why I went bombing off the track. Right, anyway, so I can't remember how tight the checkpoints are. It is nice graphics. Change down immediately. It is nice graphics when you trap cars. The problem is once you hit a car in this and you spin, then you get absolutely gangbanged. Yes, I said that, by everyone behind you. Extended play. Awkward coloured font. You will need to dab your brakes in this because you really do not want to make contact. I like the fact that all the little signs at the side of the road, maybe it says that in the arcade, I don't know, say 24 hours, because you wouldn't be aware, would you, entering a 24-hour race, having done all that physical training, because you would need to. Spark plugs, in case you're interested. How grueling the race was in, that you've signed up for. So, a little representation, remind you, if you will, on the side of the track. Hey, by the way, you're in this for 24 hours. Obviously, you swap drivers. And don't forget, you have to pee in the seat. True story. Now, overtaking in this, is, look at him clinging to the inside. It's a bastard. It's an absolute bastard. It really, really is. It's one of your more challenging games. I mean, it's different to Outrun in the fact that it's not slow as shit. I still have a soft spot for Outrun. The road is really narrow. It's even narrower than it is on Chase HQ. Is it like that? Oh, look at that. That in the arcade? I don't know. Am I going to make this next track qualification point? Probably not. This is what I mean. That's nice music. It is brutal. That's probably the best I've ever done. I like that. These circuits. See what they did there? It's French. Right, so I got a little bit used to how we bob in and out of the cars. That's right, I said bob. It's your uncle. I don't know when I changed gear at about 150, so I should be able to. Fuck. Well, not what I'm driving anyway. I was going to say, plough through the middle. It is hard. Some sort of time poke would be in order if you want to see the day and night cycle, which again, I have no idea what it looks like. It might be really rubbish. It might be breathtaking. Look at this. Look at them. Oh. So if you do get by them, then obviously shit at the side of the road finds your face. I think I've already pooch screwed my chance of qualifying the first stage. I will say this, so this is 1988, so this is a year after Outrun, Dura Racer. Why is overtaking the cars on this so fucking hard? Feels like I'm actually going to work. Yeah, super hang on and stuff like that. This probably has the best undulation of, that's right, my favourite word, of all those games. It's smoother than all those games. I mean, I could be wrong, but I definitely think this is the Chase HQ engine. Imagine if they did Outrun with this. I stole that from Sean Michelin. He left a comment on my Chase HQ video about, imagine if they did Outrun with this game engine. Can you hear the awkward pauses as I try and concentrate? And it's not coming to fruition? Word of the day. Second word of the day. Fruition. Just because I wanted a really good Outrun port, now I wish I had paused because my nose is itching, and I mean properly itching. See? Endurance. 24-hour endurance racing. First world problems. That was, I don't know why, I had no idea why I shifted like that. Because it looked cool. It's for movie effects, Hard dump of the clutch with the foot and a gear shift move. Makes for good movie. Look at that. Yeah, we all just wanted a good Outrun. Outrun, I have a soft spot for it. But it's unbelievably slow. Oh, look at me. Having said that though, if you run it on emulation on a computer, you can play. No, see, that's not fair. I had to slow down then because I was going to twat that car. Then you get raped from behind. I don't like that. I don't know if that's in the arcade, but I don't think that's cricket. Therefore, it shouldn't be allowed. But yeah, you can play with the speed in most emulation settings on computers. I can't because I'm playing this on, although I don't need to on this because it's not Outrun, but I'm playing this on FBZX Wii. And you can speed it up, and it plays really well. Because it looks good, Outrun. It doesn't look like they advertise in the magazines. But it looks alright. Just saying. I don't know why I forgot to change gear then. This is hard. It's how they bunch up and gang up on the road, with the road being so small. Look at this. I don't need a bend here. Oh, look at that. I'm not going to qualify, but I feel like I've achieved something just by making it by those 3 people. One more go. This is brilliant. This is very, very impressive. This is a phenomenal achievement pre-Chase HQ. But, oh, it's brutal. Look how close that was. Oh, I hate this. It won't let me. I actually have to press left or right. I know it's doing the arcade, but I still think that's a bit shit. Why can't I just type it? Why can't you give me 4 letters so I can be really funny when I'm 12? Right, one more go. I think that's the furthest I've ever got. I think he took that guy's wallet. It's all about how they start. They don't always necessarily start in the same way, I don't think. I'm not saying they got, you know, Gran Turismo levels of AI. I'll tell you what they haven't got though. I can play this offline and it's not loaded with shitty microtransactions just to make a massive amount of money. PS, fuck you, Sony. But then I'm a Xbox. Oh, why am I changing that Xbox guy? And I think the future is Forza now. Look at this. Basically, how well you do comes down to how they decide to bully you off the road or bunch up. Because obviously they never hit each other. I do like the fact as well, I wonder why they didn't do this in Chase HQ. Why I'm a different colour. That I'm a different colour from all the other cars. Oh, no you don't. Oh, it's just roll the dice every time you play it, isn't it? For how well you'll do. Scratching here while we're on the straight. Could have given us some better sound. As soon as you twat them, change down, that's where I've been going wrong. Like that's going to make a massive difference. I've played the Commodore 64 version. It's not terrible like the Chase HQ port, but it's nowhere near as good as this. But I can't do a comparison video because I only ever got it to work once, and I made a video of it. Look at that. But now I can never get it to run, whether it's on my C64 Mini or on Frodo on my Wii. I have no idea why. I've tried a million ROMs because I really wanted to do a comparison video just so you could see the Spectrum kick his ass. I'm not gonna lie, but I have no idea what the Amstrad version looks like. However, based on what the burning rubber looks like on the I know it's far superior hardware to a standard CPC, but based on what that looks like, I'm assuming the Amstrad and Chase HQ on the CPC, the Amstrad version must look shiny and fantastic and quite Jim Dandy. Bollocks. Alright, one more go. What does that sound like? Take me down to Funky Town? Maybe it doesn't, maybe it's just me. See? Went from brilliant to pants. One more go. It does sound like won't you take me down to Funky Town? I love the fact that they've all got nitro. Alright, 150 is where I change. No. Ooh. It's too fucking unforgiving. There's obviously probably a trick about how you bolt off the straight, down the straight, off the start line, so you don't have to worry about hitting them and can tear up through the middle. I've never done it, but we live, we hope, we could dream. No, don't cut across the road. I mean, obviously, I know you want to win as well. Go on. I'm feeling good about this one, even though I've already fucked it up beyond recognition. Fubar, if you will. Oh, look at it skid. That's interesting. Because I went off the road, it skidded my car the other way. Maybe they were right about making it more realistic. Maybe I should not, in fact, get a white stick. I'm enjoying this, no cars. Maybe they all got bored. Oh, it's always one, isn't there? Stay to the left. No! Ooh, like butter. Like butter up Park Street. Come on. Look at it. It is smooth, mine. Pre-Chase HQ or not. You fucktard. This is smooth. And I paused it. And now they're all going to come up behind me. I think you probably changed for 450 then. I think gears, to be perfectly honest, doesn't make a massive amount of difference. It's this one fucker here. Oh! Fuckers. And the piss is boiling. You forget how brutally unfair these games were. People complain now, but these games were brutally unfair. Once again, the arcade is brutal. This fucking takes that to whole different levels of brutal. Because it hates you, your family, your kids, and every fucker you care about. And it doesn't need to make 10p's. It's got you £7.95. It's a one-off payment. Why does it hate you so much? Why do you hate us, Ocean? Well, not as much as you hated people with the Commodore 64 when you made Chase HQ, but... Oh, I thought this was going to be the one. Obviously it was not. Denied. Stairway denied. Point to the quote. There you go. Way Le Mans on Sinclair ZX Spectrum pre-Chase HQ, but incredibly impressive. And I got the same place. Incredibly impressive, incredibly smooth. Some of the best undulation, you know, and fake software sprite scaling effects you'll see on an 8-bit machine. But my God, it's brutal as tits. Anyways, always I'd love to know what you think, especially if you played this on any of the versions, but specifically this one. And thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.